Another Fox News alert. Israel now ordering the IDF to respond forcefully after they claim Iran violated their ceasefire agreement. And the FBI is still staying vigilant against Iran-backed terror plots here in the United States after former President Biden's open border policies allowed Iranian nationals to flood into the United States illegally.
There was a report, of over 1,500 Iranian nationals that have entered the country illegally over the last several years.
It's well over 1,000 have entered. Yes, I don't know if it's quite up to 1,500, but yes, it's well over 1,000 have entered our country. And I can tell you we are on high alert, and everyone is looking at that very closely.
Founder of Americans Against Anti-Semitism and former New York State Representative Dov Hikind joins me now. Dov, thank you so much for joining us. I first want to get your reaction to the breaking news this morning that Israel is accusing Iran of breaking the ceasefire agreement. Ceasefires have fallen apart in the past, but is there any chance that this one can proceed forward?
I think things are going to be positive and we are going to move forward. But at the same time, Israel will do what it needs to do to protect its citizens. There's no question. Look, you cannot trust this regime, this radical Nazi regime, in Tehran. So Israel is going to do what it needs to do. And we are in an incredible moment in history, thanks to President Trump. I mean, it is remarkable. Who thought we would be here a week ago? Iran sort of surrendering, throwing in the towel, all the tough talk, what they were going to do. What a farce, what a joke. And it just shows you that when you are strong and you project strength, that brings peace. So I'm very hopeful that good things are going to come in the Middle East for many of the countries there. But Israel is going to do what it needs to do to protect its citizens.
And speaking of protecting its citizens, there are concerns about national security right now. And under the Biden administration, over 1,500 Iranian nationals were apprehended at the southern border, and over 700 of them were released into the United States. And yesterday, Pam Bondi was asked about sleeper cells in the United States, and she said that she couldn't speak to that issue in the setting that she was in. So how concerned are you about this?
Well, I think we have to be very concerned, not just with regard to Iranians who came into this country illegally, and how in God's name could that happen? I mean, how is that possible? I mean, who's so stupid not to realize how dangerous that is? But it's not just Iranians. There are others, friends of the Iranians, the radicals that we see in the streets of America who support Hamas and Hezbollah and Iran. We had a rally in Times Square with, 1,000 people in support of Iran? How the hell is that possible? So we need to be careful. And I know that our government, the Trump administration, is doing everything possible to protect our citizens. But it only takes one single person to create great damage. But look, the government is doing what it needs to do to protect our country. But, the big question is for every single American, for all the Democrats. Hey, Democrats, where are you? Do you have anything to say about this? I mean, that you have people who have been permitted into this country who want to harm America. They hate America. Where were you? Why haven't you said anything? Why aren't you saying anything?
Well, it's Election Day, Dov, in New York City, as you know. People are going to be heading to the polls for the primary for the New York City mayoral race. And the big story is the race between Andrew Cuomo and Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani. And he is being accused of anti-Semitic terms and being very much pro-Palestinian. Is there a chance that he wins? And if so, how would you feel about that?
Well, God forbid. I mean, he's an anti-Semite. Electing him, Mamdani, is like electing a member of Hamas or Hezbollah. I'm not kidding. I mean, you look at his record, the things that he has said, the things that he stands for, very, very dangerous on every level, not just in terms of anti-Semitism, in terms of the future of New York. If he were to become mayor of New York is over. It's finished. New York is history, God forbid. I'm hoping that will not happen. It can happen. If it does today in the primary, we still got a shot in November. But he is one of the most dangerous people that I have seen in a very long time. How did he even get to the point where he even has a shot? I mean, he's a freaking socialist.
Yeah.
I mean, he wants to economically destroy New York, give everyone everything. It's sort of like Stalin and Lenin and all of that nonsense.
Yeah.
So I hope New Yorkers, will do the right thing today. But if they don't, we got to make sure that we defeat him in November.
If he does win, what would that say about the Democratic Party? Thinking back to the presidential election and the fact that President Trump won not just the electoral vote, but the popular vote as well. And then you could have a mayoral candidate who is a Democratic socialist and speaks very much to the far left of the Democrat base. What would that say about the party overall?
Well, the party is pretty much dead. The Democratic Party is a farce. Even watching the Democratic Party, not just in New York, but nationally, with the incredible things that Donald Trump has just done with Iran and Israel, they have a hard time acknowledging it. They're talking about impeaching Donald Trump. Is that insane? Bernie Sanders and all the rest of them, AOC. So look, the Democratic Party is the reason I left the Democratic Party, because the Democratic Party represents the worst of the world, the radicalism, the extremism, the anti-Israel, anti-Semitism that has invaded this country. I blame the Democratic Party to a great extent for talking and not doing anything to deal with that.
Well, we will certainly be following along with election results, and we'll have you back as News War. And Stov Hyken, we always appreciate you joining us. Thank you so much.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.